I believe we are live, finally. Hey, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Trading Bitcoin with your host, Tone Vays. Today is Monday, September 7th, Labor Day holiday in the US. So the stock markets are closed, though the futures markets should be open. And we will go ahead and take a look at those as well to see what's going on and what we can expect into tomorrow, where the markets will be open. All right, let's go straight to the charts. All right, here we go. This is the weekly look on Bitcoin. And this week has just begun. As you can see, we haven't done anything major yet. We are holding a very critical level of 10,000. 10,000 is both a psychological level and significant support, because we got rejected at 10,000 back in February of this year and again in June of this year. The rejection in June of this year was more of a consolidation. So this was the relieving of the overbought conditions through time, as opposed to what happened in late February, early March, which was the relief of the overbought conditions through price. And hence we crashed fairly badly all the way down to 3,800. The one in June, we just consolidated. I really did expect the one in June to pull us back down to that $7,000 range, but instead we just consolidated. So does that mean the $7,000 range is off the table? Yeah, it doesn't mean that it's off the table, but it means it has become a little less likely. Yeah, no, I'm definitely live, guys. So you may want to refresh your video. And it should be the same stream. Yeah. Okay, I actually don't need the camera while I'm on screen share. All right, good. Motorist, you're with me. Other moderators, yeah, throw in some questions in our Telegram group for the live chat. We're going to try and bring you the news show tomorrow. We're going to try and bring you the law show this week as well, considering what's going on with the world of DeFi. And I mean, man, I miss the days where it took a few years for the creator of a scam to exit scam. Now it only takes a few weeks. So it's welcome, noobs. You're going to learn that every shitcoin is an exit scam waiting to happen. So let's look at the current situation. We have pulled back to a decent area of support. If we can hold 10,000, we'll probably never get another chance to buy below 10,000. I really do think that this is the last year you will be able to buy Bitcoin below 10,000. I find it hard to believe that we're going to fall that low next year. Now, it's possible that we go below 10,000 at the end of the year, and we're going into next year rising from below 10,000 to above 10,000. That's possible. But I think that I'm not, let's just say I'm not expecting any major corrections in Bitcoin next year to take us below 10,000. I think this is it. I'm a pretty big bull right now in Bitcoin. I think everyone is now a bull in Bitcoin, which is always concerning. So most people were never bears at any point. Damn, tried to mute before I sneeze, but oh well. By the way, so I'm back in a little bit of isolation here. So I saw a lot of people over the last few weeks. So it's very interesting if I end up catching Corona or not. I'll keep you guys posted. I highly doubt I will catch it because I think it's pretty much over. But we'll find out. So far, so good. So far, no symptoms. And there's lots of evidence now that asymptomatic people are not spreading corona. So you may want to check that out as well. So once again, the masks are coming back to being useless at the moment. If asymptomatic people are not spreading corona, then why are we all wearing masks? So check out evidence on that. So well, yeah, no, most people weren't bears. So here's the thing. If you were never a bear at any point, not during the last bear market that lasted, well, it's debatable when the bear market ended. Some people think the bear market ended here. I think the bear market ended here. So I believe the bear market lasted until the week of March 9. That's when I mean, that also because that's when I became a bull. So I became a bull that week. I became a bull right off this bounce. So to me, that's when the bear market ended. That's when I became a bull. So I was still a bear on a big picture, even all through here in early 2019. And I did not become a bull in Bitcoin until earlier this year. But many people were bulls all throughout. Like they never became a bear at any point. So that's not the person you want to listen to, because that person is always a bull, and therefore they're going to claim that they're right. So the people you want to listen to are the people that actually call the bear market correctly. I was also a bear back in 2014 and 15. So this isn't the first time I've been a bear. But I've been a bull ever since March 13th. And I think this is the last chance you're going to get to buy under 10,000. And I would love to buy at around 9,000. And if it goes lower, I think 7,000 is as low as we're going to go. Maybe one more touch of the 200-week moving average. So that's what I'm looking at. The Lucid SARs on a weekly scale, they're moving up fast. So let's see if we can avoid breaking one. But if we do go to 9,000, we'll definitely break it. Let's look at the oscillators, since it's a new week. The RSI does not look good. The MACD does not look good. And the CMF does not look good. So all of the oscillators are trending down. They haven't crossed over into bearish territory yet. So the RSI is still above 50. And the MACD hasn't crossed over. And the CMF hasn't crossed over. But if next week is a down week, if this week is a down week and next week is also a down week, then all of these metrics on a weekly scale will point to the downside. And then the possibility of 7,000 becomes a lot more likely. Let's go to the daily chart. Oscillators first. BitMEX funding rate is favoring the bulls once again, and you can see how it is actually accelerating slowly over the last 3 days to favoring the bulls. The Arun isn't interesting right now. The RSI has not gotten you to oversold yet, so there's still room to the downside. The MACD is looking like a disaster. And the ADX is telling you to stay with the short trade, and the CMF does not look good. So the metrics on the daily chart do not look good, but here's the worst one. The worst metric on the daily chart is this descending triangle pattern. That does not look good. And let's see how today ends. And this is at exactly 10,000. Or you can make it as a, a flag pennant. Either way, the probability here is more downside as early as tomorrow. So if we take this big guy here, we can also look at the worst case scenario. The worst case scenario is both of these candles. You know, that's taking you down to 8,500. I would play it safe. I would just say 9,000. So right around there. I still think 9,000 is pretty likely at this point. So that's what I'm looking at right here. And I have my limit order set, or at least I will tomorrow when GBTC opens. So I will have my limit order set at around 9,000. I got in on Friday just in case we don't go lower. But this consolidation over the weekend at around 10,000 is more bearish to me than bullish. And finally, we have the short-term chart. Now, this divergence looks good. MACD looks bullish. CMF looks bullish. RSI looks bullish. And you saw the BitMax funding rate. So this is setting up a scenario where the Bitcoin can certainly rally. But I still think that over the next week or two, we're going to make a new low. The 4-hour chart has plenty of divergence. But once again, we've pierced the 10,000 level for the third time. We did it here, here, fourth time, here, and here. And it can only be support for so long. Eventually, it breaks. So I think it's time to put one more red line and to touch the maximum number of candles without breaking their bodies, which would be like, I guess, here. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4 touches. And this line now becomes very critical. And this line is probably right at 10,000, 99.80. So right there. Maybe I took it a little too far. So below this line is now problematic. And if we go below this line again, I'm going to anticipate, some more downside. You had a nice little bounce right here, but the volume still wasn't great. Right, and like I showed, the 4-hour metrics are certainly bullish, but they will reverse in a hurry because it's only a 4-hour chart. So I would be cautious here. I would not rush into a long trade. I would wait to buy the dip at a lower price or wait for Bitcoin to get above 11,000. And then I'll be comfortable that the bounce is over. Quick peek at gold, because I believe the futures are trading right now. That is the September 7th candle. And I don't think they'll do much today because the markets are closed and most traders are on vacation. So it doesn't really do much. But I still think that below this 1920 is definitely a chance for a much bigger pullback. And finally, let's look at the S&P. And the S&P futures are also rallying. But once again, most traders are on vacation. So we have to see what happens tomorrow. I think this is a good level of support. But coming down to 3,200 or 3,220 would be a lot cleaner. So if the S&P pulls back to this level, it's very likely that Bitcoin will pull down into the 9,000 area as well. I don't really care about the CME gaps. All right, any questions? While I wait for your questions, if you guys want to support, please check out the affiliate page. There's also some on-demand videos for sale. And we've changed the names of the conferences. Tickets are not on sale yet. We might wait until after the election. But we are looking to do Unconfiscatable in Vegas in April. just to give us a little bit more breathing room. These things need to update as well. Poker tournament will come back. Hopefully we'll get the same speakers back. And I started updating the agenda as well, or at least a high level agenda, not the speaking slots. The Scammy Awards are going to come back. So there's a lot of cool stuff we're going to do. Locations might change. We got to change all this. Obviously, the agendas last year's. You can check out pictures. You can check out the videos. So Unconfiscatable will probably be the first. Yeah, we got to take a look at all these logos again. And the financial summit. At the moment, we're just moving it by a year to November 2021 in Bali. But we'll try to consider something in this winter. Inverse head and shoulders on the 4-hour chart. I don't see it. It's too drawn out. Will Trace Mayer be back? I don't know. I haven't spoken to him since last conference. I'll ask him if I can reach him somehow. Do you think Bitcoin dropping below 6,000 will shake loose some shit coins off the crypto tree? Oh, hell yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, one of the reasons why I would love to see Bitcoin like crash one more time, because the last 2 crashes that Bitcoin did, shit coins didn't die. And now we have DeFi coming back and just like scamming people left and right. So I don't mind. I don't mind. I live my lifestyle in a way to be able to handle a $3,000 Bitcoin again. So I don't mind. I don't even mind Bitcoin going down to $2,000. I can handle it. My business structure can handle it. I'll have to fire some more people, but my business structure will handle it. I will not be broke, but I would love to see shitcoins die if Bitcoin goes to 2,000. It's probably my only my only motivation to see Bitcoin that low is to kill the shitcoins once and for all. But I don't think it's going to happen. Are quarterly candles relevant in Bitcoin? I don't know. I don't think Bitcoin's old enough to really deal with quarterly candles. I mean, these are the monthly candles. And the Heikin-Ashi version of the monthly candles is better, cleaner with the MRI. I got to get back to MRI testing and hopefully get that code released this month, along with other stuff. But quarterly candles, I don't think they're that relevant. Wait, quarterly is 3 months, not 4 months. I don't think they're that relevant. Hey, quarterly did top with the MRI as well. I haven't thought about much of the election yet. I think Trump's going to win by a landslide. Like, why in the world would anyone vote for a Democrat? I mean, they were promoting riots and looting. Like, it's insane. No, I don't see sub 2K Bitcoin. It doesn't matter. Like, at this point, if there's more COVID shutdown, and I think people are starting to like wise up. I mean, if the government keeps doing this insanity, more and more people are going to exit the government. And the best way to exit the government is to buy Bitcoin. So I think at this point, Bitcoin will be seen as a safe haven against government stupidity and economic destruction. Why is the stock market going up but the economy is in the toilet? I've been explaining this for years because people feel that their money is safer in the stock market. Where else are you going to put your money? You're going to put it in real estate when the government's going to tax it to death because they're broke? Are you going to put it in cash at a bank? Banks are being looted, but though they don't hold any cash. People don't trust the banks. People don't trust the government. People don't trust anything with their money. But you know what they trust? They trust the fact that people are going to go and buy an iPhone. They trust the fact that people are going to go and buy a Tesla. They trust the fact that people are going to use Microsoft products. So they're putting their money in the stock market because it's the safest place for their money. It's just safer than anything else you can put your money in. I mean, why would you have your money at home? A peaceful protest could be walking down the street, breaking into your house. The real estate is very dangerous. They can take it away. They can tax it to death. If the socialists take over, say goodbye to your real estate. What do you think what do you think every single socialist revolution does? It takes away your property. So why on earth would you buy real estate right now? If a socialist takes over the US government, say goodbye to your real estate. They'll just take it away. I tell you who's not going to take away your real estate, Trump. Yeah, see, no one thinks that the socialists can take over their country, but they can and they do. See, this is the argument that I had with Jimmy. People's votes do matter. If people's votes didn't matter, Trump would never be elected. Nobody wanted Trump. Not a single corporation, not a single person in the government, not a single senator. Nobody wanted Trump. So your votes matter. Here's how I know. Here's what makes me pretty confident that Trump will win. Two of my neighbors asked me to help them register to vote. These people have lived in America for probably close to 20 years. They are citizens. They weren't born here, but they've lived here for 20 years plus, and they've never voted. And they are very concerned for the future, and they asked me to help them register to vote. And who do you think they're going to vote for? They're voting Trump. So when you see people that are this scared trying to register to vote for the first time in their life, and I know they're voting Republican, Trump's winning this election, guys. I'm pretty damn confident. Printing money is not socialism. That's I don't know why we're talking politics again, but printing money has nothing to do with socialism. Socialism has to do with property rights, mostly. I'm watching your live chat, guys. It's really scrolling fast. We got 800 viewers. Let's go back to a short-term version of Bitcoin. So I still think 9,000 is more likely. It doesn't mean we can't go up. Here's the daily chart. But I do think 9,000 is more likely at this point. Money printing equals Keynes. Yes, but the US has been doing money printing the last 100 years. But it's been somewhat of a capitalist country the last 100 years. Every country does money printing, whether you're a socialist country or a capitalist country. Everyone does money printing. Like that doesn't change things. I don't know, guys. I'm hoping that Embly can get their shit together because I'm not really using the card because I'm not traveling. So, but by the time I start traveling, I'm hoping they get their shit together. If they don't, I'm gonna have to remove the affiliate link. I agree. They ran into a regulatory problem. I'm looking to get the new indicator out by the end of the month. This is I'm gonna have to do a lot of work with that. Here's what hasn't happened under Trump the last 4 years. No wars. You can talk shit about Trump all you want, but no wars. That could change, of course, in the next 4 years, but no wars so far. I'll take Tyson in the Tyson Roy Jones fight. I was never a Roy Jones fan. Any like Bitcoin questions, guys? See, what people don't understand is I'm not saying I like Trump. I'm saying I like a president that isn't a politician. I like an independent thinker. You may not agree with what he's thinking, but the fact that he's not a born and raised, bred in a test tube politician is what makes it a good idea. I mean, there's not much to analyze on a monthly chart. The month, we just started another month. Here's the Heikin-Ashi version. And it looks good. We're about to break the parabolic SAR. I got to get my own SAR going. And it's the lucid SAR. I mean, it's bullish on a monthly scale with Heikin-Ashi, and in regular candles. In regular candles, the monthly is not that looking great, but it's also not terrible. Look, I think there's a lot of, we're at support. If we lose 10,000, we can get to 9,000 in a hurry. And I think 9,000 is good support. That's why I have limit orders set there. What percent chance do you give Bitcoin never going above 20,000? Almost zero. I'll try to bring an interview with the CEO of Embly maybe next month when they finally get back on track, and then we'll ask them what do we want. There is no best thing in technical analysis. It's whatever makes you comfortable in entering a trade. My top three are candlestick shape. Well, just go here. Go to learn trading. And I got to finish the risk management section. Look, I have them in order. For me, number one is candlesticks. Number two is support and resistance, but mostly with chart patterns. So like these triangles, ascending and descending. This is what's most important to me besides candlesticks. And after that, it's the next, by the way, when you read this, this is the best link to click. But then I give you additional resources here, 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 and here. So this is how you learn. And then this, the momentum reversal indicator, is one of my favorites. And I need to get the code out. I also have to finish writing my article. I'm going to finish writing the article. I'm going to finish the MRI, and then we can release those. What's more likely by the end of September, 8,000 or 12,000? I think they're equally likely. I'm a momentum person. So because I'm a momentum person and we just fell from 12,000 to 10,000, to me, 8,000 is more likely. But not to everyone. Like to Ugly Old Goat, I'm sure it's 12,000 because he loves buying the 2-week low and I don't. So we have different strategies. I can't explain why candlesticks are important at a fundamental level because it's not a short discussion. This is why I have, on-demand videos where I spend 6 hours talking about technical analysis, and I'm hoping people buy them together, technical analysis and risk management together, because you get a 25% discount. Mostly because I really want people to watch this. I don't use chart patterns on small time frames, but I use candlesticks and MRI. The smaller the time frame, the more you just go with price action. Smaller the time frame, the less you have time to analyze other analysis. Cycles in Bitcoin have been pretty similar. This is also why I think we're going to consolidate the rest of the year. And look, if you go to my blog, the last article I wrote was about my diet, which is also interesting. But the article prior to that, I guess I don't have the article prior to that was my views on Bitcoin for the year. I wrote it in the beginning of the year. Here it is. And you can just read what I wrote back here somewhere. This is why I'm also expecting Bitcoin price to spend the majority of the year below 10,000 and close out the year in the vicinity of 10,000. This is so far has been absolutely true. We have spent the majority of the year below 10,000. We just spent a month above 10,000, but now we're back at 10,000. We spent a few weeks above 10,000 back in February, and we spent a few weeks above 10,000 back in June. But the majority of the year has been spent below 10,000. Now, we still have an entire quarter to go, quarter and a half, and, well, quarter and half a month, a little over a quarter to go. And so far, I've been right. Now, I could be totally wrong. We can go to 15,000 and go to 20,000 later this year. But as of right now, I remain accurate on this. I still think we're going to hover, maybe even go back below 10,000, spend a few months there, and close the year in the vicinity of 10,000. I wrote this the first week of January, and so far, I have no reason to change my mind. I don't have an opinion on Intel. I'll have to look at the chart. We'll look at some stock charts later this week because the market is closed for the 3-day weekend. I don't think Bitcoin and oil are that related. All right, guys, that's it for me. Don't forget, I do have a store that you can use if you want to get a t-shirt. We got to add some more cool items to this. And the financial summit for now is being moved to next November. We are keeping an eye on the situation and maybe doing something in February if certain countries like Europe, you're not allowed to leave or enter Europe unless you're in Europe. If you are in Europe, you can move about. But if you are in Europe, you basically can't go anywhere. You can't leave Europe. You can't come back to Europe. It's insane. So unless Europe, allows their subjects to leave their region and come back, we can't do any events. All right, guys. And so the next conference that's most likely to happen will be Unconfiscatable. That's in April. But hey, anything can happen with COVID. Who the hell knows? Am I buying Tesla on the dip? Let's see what happens next week. I'd like to finally get into Tesla. Here's Amazon. I'd like to buy it around 300 if it ever gets there. That's my area of interest right here. 325. We'll see what happens. All right, guys, that's it for me. If you want to support, please check out the affiliate page. And after the first debate, I'll watch the first debate between Biden and Trump. I mean, people will have to remind Biden, a few times a day that he has a debate coming up. Let's see if he remembers to show up. All right, guys. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all on the next one. Bye, guys.